Dobre utro, or Privyet, everyone. Меня зовут James. Я из Houston, Texas, USA. I wanted to make a video about the Russian language, и я немного понимаю по-русски. I'm at the beginning stages of learning Russian, or I guess you could say the beginning stages. I've been studying it for about 4 to 6 months, maybe, and I want to get good at speaking the language. As a kid, I grew up in Los Angeles, and during the 80s and stuff like that, and we had the only vision that we had of Russia at the time of Russia was Cold War era Russia. It was just like the basic modern day Red Scare, and so it was always making the Russians to be scary. But every time I heard somebody that's either that was Russian or spoke Russian, Mikhail Gorbachev at the time, I was just like, man, that just the language itself was exciting to me. I almost felt like a traitor, the way they was making it out to be at the time, in terms of the relationship between the USA and the then Soviet Union. But regardless of what somebody else had to say, I always thought that the Russians had one of the coolest sounding languages that you can have, in my opinion. Even watching John Wick, hearing them talk Russian, it was cool, And I said when I was little, one day I'm gonna learn how to speak Russian, amongst other things. And so I formally started trying to learn how to speak Russian. Before that, I've been I know speak a little bit of other languages too. My first language was Spanish, as I'm sure most people probably would could say the same thing. Well, most English native speakers can say the same thing. The Spanish might have been their second language learned, but I learned Spanish when I was young. I don't use it as much, but I use it when I need to. After that, I've been learning German for the last year and a half, maybe 2 years. And I've been studying a little Mandarin and Russian. But my favorite ones out of the entire bunch are probably going to be the German and the Russian. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just making this video because hopefully, this will help out the beginners out there that are thinking about the same thing. They want to learn Russian. It looks intimidating when you're looking at the acrylic grammar. It's just like, damn, man, how am I supposed to read that? But some things start looking a little different after you put the time in, and even the pronunciations, can be hard. But I guess just like with anything else, it takes practice, and so that's all I've been doing. I mean, I've been learning Russian self-taught. I use some other tools that help me to pick up the language, at least to a point where I can have a general conversation with people, and hopefully I can run into other beginners that are either at the same level, or if not below, or maybe a little advanced, that I can, they can be patient with me, and I can continue to grow and enhance my ability to speak Russian with them. The other cool thing is, there ain't a lot of chocolate people running around, at least that I've seen, speaking Russian. You barely got black people speaking Spanish, but you sure ain't gonna find too many, speaking Russian. So that's another thing, when I run across people and they catch me with the you know, with the flashcards in my hand, and I'm going over the phrases and, some vocabs and stuff like that. They're like, damn, what are you looking at? What kind of language is that? And I tell them, and they shocked. They like, damn, man, black folks speaking Russian now. I said, I joke with them. I'm like, yeah, I'm the chocolate Russian, and they just kind of get a kick out of it though. But yeah, so I think it's a cool thing to be able to do that. So if there's people out there, especially other African Americans that feel like hey, they want to up their Russian game, hell, man, go out there and do it, man. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. And basically that's really for anybody. If you really want to do something, man, if you're gonna do it, might as well do it big, right? So like I said, I'm like I consider myself at the very, very beginning stages, even though 4 to 6 months, but 4 to 6 months, learn the language that nobody in your family, on either side of your family, or even in your friendship category speaks. From going from straight cold turkey to something like that, that's a long time. A lot of struggles and trials and tribulations. So hoping, I'm expecting that it'll start getting easier after time goes on and stuff like that. Maybe I can continue to make these videos to document the progress I've made. So I guess I can say I know a little Russian when people ask me, or I speak and understand a little Russian. Let me see if I remember how to say that. Я говорю по-английски. No, actually. Я говорю и понимаете. No, I said that all wrong. Я говорю и понимаю по-русски, даже по-английски. Yeah, I think I said that one right. So, although I should be saying я немного понимаю и говорю по-русски. It's because I only know a little. Just понимаю. So, anyways, like I said, this is the first of hopefully many other videos that will, document wherever I've gotten in terms of the ability to speak Russian, and then hopefully, it'll help somebody else somewhere. I'm usually not the dude to be on YouTube putting videos up and stuff like that, so if it kind of sounds a little chopped and screwed right now, all over the place, please forgive me. I just don't, sometimes I don't even have the time to even look at YouTube, let alone put something on there. But I try to make the time, especially lately, because I try to learn things off of others in terms of, speaking Russian. So other than that, that's about it. If you got any comments or anything that you can suggest to help, that'd be greatly appreciated. I would love that. And I guess, if you have any questions or additional content I should be adding or should be doing in the future, or I could be doing in the future, you can put that down there in the comments as well. All right, this is your boy, the Chocolate Russian. The Chocolate Russian is Houston, Texas. До свидания.